Welcome back. I moved, so now I have a new room. But I wanted to shoot a quick video to just wish Luka Doncic a happy early Father's Day. Or maybe it's late Father's Day by the time you watch this, who knows, but he truly is the father who stepped up.
He is on fire, 20 points.
Luka Doncic putting on an absolute shooting clinic here.
Where's Kai?
Now we're into the NBA Finals. What happens? I don't know. But we're going to take a look at what Luka Doncic does in the offseason. No, this is not a joke. Luka Doncic does actually work on his game, but we need to, get into exactly what that is, what he does, and what we can learn from this. But for those of you who are new, welcome to Balance Basketball Academy. My name is Jordan. I was a high school basketball player turned college basketball player turned trainer, and today we're going to talk about the training Luka Doncic does in the offseason. Let's get into it. So this first workout is back when Luka was preparing for his first season. So we're getting skinny Luka. But first, this is back, when did he get drafted? I want to say he got drafted in 2018. Ha! It's 2018. All right. My basketball knowledge has been tested, and I have succeeded and passed the test. Okay, let's actually get into the video now. Yeah, so this looks kind of wacky. These are like speed skaters, but they're speed skaters where you have basically just like a sock over your shoe. I know that sounds backwards, but that's what it is. And you're just sliding back and forth. And this will really train those glutes and the abductors, which is the inside of your leg, the inside of your thigh. It'll help you prevent groin injuries, which unfortunately they take forever to heal, and they are just killers to a lot of basketball players because they'll get a groin injury and they'll be out for 2 months. This is kind of how you train that. It's a little fancy. I've done it before. It's fun, but you kind of have to pay attention or else you will end up in the splits before you know it.
Hi, it's Luka Doncic.
Luka what?
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic? He's probably out of breath. It's okay. I see you, buddy. You're fine. Oh, he's radiant. This here, again, just a little bit of light stabilization work, rocking back and forth. He's rocking the Kyrie 4s. That's pretty nice. Okay, so what he's doing here is, again, that stabilization work when you're just sitting there in that kneeling position and just working on those hip flexors. It is going to burn. It is going to burn. It looks really easy. It looks like he's not putting in that much range of motion, but it's going to burn, and it's really going to put a lot of stress on those muscles and hopefully get them stronger for the season. A weighted wall sit, just the usual. He's not very low. Like he's not quite parallel. He's about 70% of the way there. I'd rather have him not use the weights and just go lower, but in this case, that's what we're doing. He's really flexing the Kyrie 4s, which I respect. I mean, I wanted those shoes too when they came out. I think I got some Jordans instead. I'm gonna try that right now. Okay, that actually works. That does stretch out the hamstring. I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool. That's cool. And back to our regular scheduled programming. I have no idea what that is. I have never seen that in my entire life, and apparently there's 3 different stations of it here. Let's dissect a little bit. I guess the first thing that this would help try and train is ankle strength, trying to be able to get your ankle to push off in awkward positions without twisting or spraining itself or putting yourself in a position where you're in injury. I guess it works on foot speed because he gets pretty fast towards the end here. It's kind of a ladder drill a little bit, but it just kind of looks like an ethnic dance, you know? Like something you'd see in a foreign wedding. I don't know what it does, they don't explain it, but it looks cool. Let me know if you guys know what this is, please. Okay, we're back to something normal. Okay, so lateral band walks. Yeah, okay. This is the usual stuff. Alright, so I don't think I've told you guys this on the channel, but I have torn my ACL before. I've torn my left ACL, and during recovery, they made me do so many lateral band walks that I can't even remember what it's like to walk normal anymore. I'm kidding. But it's just it's one of those things that they really make you do a lot, because this will just really, it'll set your glutes on fire. And that's what this is. Again, if he gets even lower, so if he squats in even lower position, it's going to put even more stress and more work on those glutes and get them even stronger. But doing this for like 50 yards down and back is already exhausting, and you're going to be burning so much that at that point, going a couple inches lower, you know, into the squat, it's not really going to make much difference there. So yeah, this is solid. Another thing that he's doing here is that when he's stepping, he's maintaining some space in between his feet. So let me back up a little. He's not just going step, leg, step like that. He's maintaining that tension throughout, which also puts more pressure on the glutes and is going to strengthen those areas more. People who tend to have more knee injuries have weak glutes, so this is how you train them to not put yourself in a position where you're getting knee injuries. Yeah, foam rolling. That's a foam roller that you can turn on and it'll vibrate a little bit. So it will really massage out those muscles even more than just a normal foam roller. Foam rolling is really great, especially on tough leg days. It's really gonna help just kind of release a lot of that stress and tension in your legs, and I recommend it for basketball players who put tons of stress on their legs. Absolutely. I still don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up. Because it's baffling. What this thing? Okay, after some research, I still can't figure out what it is. So, I guess that's the secret. That's the secret, guys. Right there. So if you can find what that is and buy it, you'll become Luka Doncic.
Go under, right? Your hip back. You're pulling from the hip.
Trainer has some good information there. Keep your back out of lifting movements like that. You do not want your back to be arched like a cat. You will get an injury and you'll throw your back out, and then you'll be out for 6 months and you won't be lifting for a long time, and then you'll be scared to lift because you just didn't do it correctly the first time. So he's deadlifting not that much. I think those are 20s. Maybe they're 20 kilograms. I forget here. I think he's working in a American gym here, so he's doing it pretty easily too. Maybe it's 20 kilograms, which would be a different story. And also it's elevated too, so he's not even going down all the way. I don't understand the point of this. I get it, he's a tall guy. He's 6'8", I get it. But he's on these elevated platforms that look like they're at least 3-ish inches off the ground. Why though? Why is he lifting so light and like not even lifting all the way? Like, just use the extra 3 inches. You're gonna get that much more stretch in the muscle. I don't understand why people cheat themselves like this. If he can't lift that much weight without going down all the way, then lessen the weight. Even if those are kilograms, 20 kilograms on each side is still not that much for a pro athlete. It's just the worst of all worlds. Like, I don't understand. So, no. Yeah, before you can ever teach your body to jump, you have to teach your body how to land. And the way you teach your body how to land is depth drops. You just jump off of things and you land with as excellent a form as you possibly can. And in a lot of cases, you're going to be landing on one leg. After you come down from a layup, you're going to be landing on one leg. And you want to be able to land without injuring yourself. You're not always going to be down on 2 feet, nice and balanced and ready. You're going to be able to handle that pressure and that force, at least for a short amount of time, with one leg. And so that's what that is teaching, is just really good landing mechanics and getting your body used to landing. Ah, yes, a completely worthless angle where we can't even see his knee. Good job, cameraman. I can see the dumbbells though, so it's really helpful to make sure his knee's not concaving, but oh well. Still lifting off of a platform. He's got good form. His back is straight, which is good, but you could get so much more activation on your glutes and your hamstrings if you just go lower. Just go the 3 inches lower. I don't understand. What are you protecting him from? Is he rolling out his hip with a 15? So these are kilograms. Okay, so the weights that we were looking at were kilograms. I just wanted to make sure. I guess he's rolling out his hip flexors with a weight. I will say this. You can see it here. It is easier to load weight on there with the platforms, which that might be what it is. But in that case, why don't you just take the weight, walk over to a platform, set it on the platform, load up the weight, and then walk back to where you're going to actually do your lifting, and then do that. He's doing a lot of reps though. This man's sweat through like 3 t-shirts already. Or this might be one of those gyms that doesn't believe in air conditioning and just makes you sweat like crazy, even though profusely sweating doesn't actually help athletic performance. But it feels like it does, but it doesn't really, so. Yeah, so the key thing that he's doing here that a lot of people who push sleds don't do is that he is going as fast as he possibly can with the sled. But he is, I mean, for all intents and purposes, running with this sled, which that's what's going to train the explosiveness under weight, under pressure, instead of, I see a lot of people who just go to a gym and they just push a sled. No. I also don't understand guys who work out in sweatpants. That's gotta be so hot. Like, why would you do that? He's not trying to lose weight at this point. This is skinny Luka. What do you mean? Okay. So that right there is a glute bridge. That movement right there is also working on, funnily enough, your glutes. And he is getting a great workout for those glutes and those hamstrings. If sometimes when people do a glute bridge, they don't actually feel it in their glutes. And the secret to that is just, I mean, for lack of a better term, just really like squeeze your butt cheeks and really focus on that mind-muscle connection. And that's where you'll get it to work, because sometimes it becomes a quad-dominant exercise, especially for people who have weaker glutes. But this is great work. He's done a lot of stuff that's really gonna strengthen those areas that are gonna prevent him from getting injuries. So again, one of the best ways to, you know, help with injuries is just not to get them in the first place, which sounds kind of contradictory. Injury prevention is really key, and this guy is working on that and trying to get Luka in a place where his ankles are strong, his hips are strong, his knees are strong, and his body's in a really good spot to handle the wear and tear of an NBA basketball season. So next we're going to get into one of Luka's go-to moves and how he gets into it. So we're going to get some stuff that's on the court finally, instead of just the workout stuff, which, I mean, I still find fun, but I know some of you are here for basketball, so we'll indulge.
So my step back to the first thing I look is a defender, how he's standing, so much separation as you can. The most important part in the whole is the balance. You gotta be balanced the whole time.
And that's the big thing with Luka Doncic, is Luka very rarely is sped up or out of balance or out of sync. This guy takes his time to get to a spot, and he ends up becoming very methodical in the way that he moves because of it. He takes his time, puts you to sleep, and then he makes a move, and before you know it, the ball's in the bucket, and you're running back on offense again. And because of that, It allows him to be on balance very consistently because he's not flying all over the place, flailing about, trying to get away from a defender. That's not to say that Luka is far more athletic than you, or probably I will ever be, okay? Luka is an athletic person. Just by the NBA standards, he doesn't look that way.
So in the crossover, actually, because my step back go left, I wait the defender to relax, and then I just go by him with the right.
So, there's something interesting that he does here. He says he waits for the defender to relax, but I want you to look at where his head is when he's doing this move. Look at him right here. He just gives a little head fake. His head is looking up at the rim like he's going to, pull up into a shot. And that subtle little move, considering that Luka's such a deadly shooter, will put the defense, just make him rise up a little bit like, okay, maybe he's going to shoot. I'm going to get ready to rise up into a contest. And then all he needs to do is go between, because the defender bites on that. He goes between, and then he's exploding out of that. Another thing that he's doing here, in the case that a defender is going to swipe to try and get his hand over to pop the ball out from Luka's right hand, look at Luka's left hand. He's sweeping back. That's partially just a running movement that normal humans do when they run with a basketball, but also it is something that NBA players do when they'll swipe a hand away. They'll swipe that person away and back to get them out of the picture entirely. And that's just something that he's doing out of instinct, even though that person's not there at all. That's the move right there. That's how people do it. Okay, so now we're back to chunky Luka. It's okay, man still dominates. But yeah, we're gonna take a look at some of his cardio workouts that he does and how he stays in very average shape. Yeah, okay, hill running. Good stuff. It's gonna really be exhausting for your body. You never see an athlete run downhill slopes because it's just unnecessary and it's just gonna put so much more stress on your joints. And it's not really as taxing as running uphill is. So, running uphill sprints, great stuff. That sucks. Can't say I'm jealous of you, buddy, but, you're an NBA player and you're making millions of dollars and I'm on the internet, so who's winning here? Oh, yes, the taps drill. I believe that they light up and he goes and taps them. Oh, poor man. So yeah, this is when people start to say that he's very unathletic. He looks really winded here, to be honest with you, and for anybody who's ever gone through a hardcore conditioning day with a basketball team, with their AAU team, with their high school team, with their middle school team even, college, for those of you who are out there or used to do that, you get to the point where your legs just feel like they're made out of lead, and moving is really all you can get. Just getting them to move is the best thing you can do. And so, yeah, I don't know, again, how long he's been into this drill. This doesn't look particularly great, but I mean, it just looks like he's tired, to be honest with you. So yeah, this is going to be a very gym-focused video of Luka Doncic. We're going to get a little bit more workout stuff from him in the next video after this one. It's coming. But yeah, back into the gym, into the weight room. He's doing some barbell step-ups. I have never done this with a barbell before. I have done it with... Actually, I have done it with a barbell before. It was a fixed weight, though. It's getting it off your back that's actually the hard thing, is because you want to, put 60, 70, 80 pounds on your back to really challenge your leg muscles, but your arms are the ones that have to get it up there, so you basically have to clean it over your head. Don't miss those days. So yeah, great exercise. I'm assuming he's probably going to do both legs. Great stuff. Kettlebell... elevated squats, or elevated split squat. I would like to see him drop his legs more a little bit, drop his hips. I think this is becoming more of a deadlift back exercise now, that he's not really moving those legs much and just keeping them in a very stable position, which in this case, it creates more of a stabilization move that has a deadlift, you know, kind of movement with that. Okay, looks like we got like a quarter squat, half squat kind of thing there. He's lifting a good amount of weight, so that's nice. He's got solid form. Again, would like to see him take a little bit of weight off the bar and go a little lower, but there's nothing really wrong with a quarter squat or a half squat. You don't have to, you know, have your butt all the way to the floor every single time, contrary to popular belief. So, again, I'd like to see him go 10, 20 degrees lower, but again, for what he was doing there, not bad. Back to the platform squat. He's not even going down all the way. He keeps doing this. I don't know who's training him, but he just keeps doing like this halvesies thing. Like when you have this style of bar, this open squat bar. I forget what the exact name is for it, but when you have that, you have the opportunity to go much lower to the ground because the bar is low to the ground than you would if you have something on your back and you have to balance it. There's less of the balance focus and more just like, okay, we're going to use our strength here. Yes, it requires a lot of forearm strength to hold on to the bar, but not the end of the world here. If you're going to do that, like, go all the way to the ground. First off, he has the platforms there, and then on top of that, he's only going like 25 to 50% of all the way down. Like, I don't know what's better about this movement than just going down all the way. So now we have a final video. This is a pre-NBA Luka Doncic. This is a baby Luka Doncic doing some court work. So let's take a look. Oh my gosh. Man's just being brutalized. Well, basically, they're just taking a pad and they're just hitting him really hard while he drives to the rim. That's early proof that he shows that he can handle that kind of contact to the rim, especially from a guy who's much smaller than Luka Doncic, who's not going to be able to outmuscle him. Luka's at that time was to be like, oh, I'm going to face players that are a lot smaller than me, you know, not perhaps stronger than me, shorter than me, and, you know, once I get to the rim, they're going to resort to slapping. I need to be able to finish, and that's what that would train. He's so smooth. That's why Luka sometimes is so frustrating to watch, is because he's just so smooth. And he makes the game look so easy. This guy doesn't have a lot of like hitches or weird movements in his game. He just, when he wants to get into a shot, he just eases into a shot. When he wants to dribble somewhere, he just dribbles well. There's no, you know, kinks or jolts or, you know, like hitches in the way that he moves. Okay. Wow. Okay, this is crazy stuff right here. Those Europeans, they got some crazy systems here. So this is a bunch of things at once. We saw the guy who was slapping Luka earlier with the little pad. It's the same thing, but this time Luka has even more of a challenge because he has somebody with the resistance band holding him backwards. Now, it's stretching quite a bit, so it's not like a super heavy band where as soon as he stops moving forward, he's just going to get snapped backwards. It's going to slow him down, so working on that explosiveness, working on, hey, somebody's grabbing your jersey and pulling you backwards a little bit. How do you fight out of that? How do you have that strength? And core strength is important as well, to not only finish under contact, but finish while you're not being able to explode 100%, and is still able to finish. He's being pulled backwards. When you're jumping in the air, you can't actively fight forwards anymore. You're kind of at the whim of the band, and so being moved in the air against his own will and still being able to finish, that's really challenging stuff. Is that Luka? Is that actually him? That is the most athletic thing I've seen him ever do, assuming that's a 10-foot hoop. Again, he did it again. Can Luka dunk between his legs? Is that something he used to be able to do? If Luka drops like 30 pounds, will we get that from him in the next season? I don't know. It is yet to be seen. That is going to wrap things up for Luka Doncic. For those of you who are excited in the finals, not in the finals, me back up. For those of you who are excited for the finals, comment down below who you think's going to win. You got Celtics or Mavs? I'm picking the Mavs, I think. I want Kyrie to get another chip, let's be real, okay? I mean, I didn't just make a video on the guy because, like, he's popular. I made a video because I like Kyrie Irving, but enough about him. Also have a lot of respect for the Celtics as well, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited to watch those games. I'm excited to see what Luka Doncic does. And once again, for those of you who are still here, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're not, you know, just liking and commenting will be fine as well. But appreciate you guys, and hope you have an excellent rest of your day.